shot off. Wiggins to Poole. Poole gets it off in time. Oh, he banks it in!
Many people claim that stars are built in the offseason. In the NBA, it's rare to see a player become a star over the course of a season. Yeah, it's true that we've seen some cases. Jeremy Lin, anybody? But it is normal that the biggest leap in stardom that players go through is during the summer. A jump that can also be caused by a change in the role of players. The offseason brings with it a change of pieces in all teams, which, given the new roster situations, cause players to have different roles from one season to another. Normally to the detriment of the more experienced players in the league who have regressed due to deteriorating athletic abilities, and to the benefit of younger players who are often important bets on the part of the franchise. But not all leaps are equal. In some cases, players at the back end of the rotation become starters and even important pieces of playoff teams. And in others, players who are already quality players become true superstars. That's why we've decided to divide the analysis into two tiers of quality leaps. The first tier is that of players who can make a leap in importance and become key players in any team. And there's no better example to use than Shaedon Sharpe. The shooting guard who turned 20 just after the regular season is going to have a golden opportunity to become an offensive reference for the Portland Trail Blazers. A player with incredible athletic qualities who's able to score with solvency, and who this year will be able to shine in a very young squad whose best players will be Scoot Henderson, Anthony Simons, and DeAndre Ayton.
The baseline flips to Watford, spins away, finds Shaedon.
It's true that he'll have competition for the shooting guard spot, but he'll also have plenty of opportunities to show his improvement and gain experience in a team that needs leaders. Bookmakers know this jump could happen, placing Sharpe as the 11th favorite player to win the MIP with plus 2,000 odds.
Good hands that time by DeVosh. Sharpe. Okay, he didn't miss that one. Look.
A second example that's in a very different situation is Christian Braun, in whom, however, bookmakers don't have much confidence. Christian enjoyed minutes all last season with the champion team, the Denver Nuggets, thanks to his size and defensive versatility. He's also a very good player making cuts and playing away from the ball, so he's already benefited from Nikola Jokic's vision. But Denver winning the ring has meant that many of their players who were on their last year of their deals have signed for big numbers, causing the rotation to lose a lot of depth. Braun will be tasked with taking over much of Bruce Brown's minutes, a key player last year who signed a multi-year contract with the Indiana Pacers. The Kansas player is going to have to step up in contribution for the Nuggets to accomplish the feat of winning back-to-back championships.
The interception. A foot race.
Another guard who's expected to make a big jump this upcoming season is Tyus Jones. Undoubtedly one of the best backup point guards in the NBA, who, due to Ja Morant's suspensions and health problems, has enjoyed a lot of minutes with the Memphis Grizzlies. A player who last season from the bench had a great performance with averages of 10 points and 5 assists per game in 24 minutes. And Memphis has finally heeded his request to let him go to a team where he'll have the opportunity to be a starter. The team that's acquired his services is the Washington Wizards, who've managed to create a relatively exciting project with the additions of Jones and Jordan Poole, but have also suffered the loss of their two stars, Bradley Beal and Kristaps Porzingis. Bookmakers give Tyus a good chance to win the award, being the 13th favorite with odds of plus 2,200. And finally in this tier, a player we've already talked about on this channel. After his great performance during the past playoffs with the Los Angeles Lakers, their GM Rob Pelinka has finally decided to offer a hefty contract to the new LA sensation.
To cutting James, out to Reeves for three! Got it!
Austin Reeves will be able to be a starter this season and assume a more important role in LeBron and AD's team. A player who will have around him a system very similar to the one that allowed him to shine a few months ago, and who will be the X factor in a very hungry team. There's not much more to tell about him that we haven't already told, but the bookmakers are fully confident that he can win the Most Improved Player award, placing him as the 4th favorite with plus 1,400 odds.
First start the other night, first start since mid-January. Reeves looks to attack, he gets hammered!
But the tier that'll bring more attention is the second one, in which we're going to place players that can make the leap to real NBA stars, and that can become the face of the league during the next decade. And there's no better way to start than with the Vegas favorite. After being traded to the revamped Brooklyn Nets in exchange for Kevin Durant during the last trade deadline, Michael Bridges multiplied his performance. He went from 17.2 points per game in Phoenix to 26.1 in Brooklyn solely because he had a much bigger role in his new destination. And it's to be expected that his performance will be maintained during the next season, taking into account that basically all the options for the Nets to be able to fight for a spot in the playoffs pass through his hands. A top Tier 2A player who, along with Reeves, was the face of Team USA during the last World Cup, has shown that increasing his shooting volume does not affect his efficiency at all.
He's going to go deep. Bridges catches, releases, got it!
Although not exactly at his own will, it seems that our next player in the All-Star tier will have plenty of opportunities to shine. Tyrese Maxey has shown great chemistry with James Harden during the season and a half they've played together, but the truth is that the current drama that the franchise is going through is going to end up meaning that Maxey will likely become the second offensive option of the team. A guard who's shown great progression in many aspects, such as outside shooting during his time with Philadelphia, but who this year will be judged as a star. And he'll also have a good shot to get the Most Improved Player award for the fact of playing in a team that should finish in the top 4 in the Eastern Conference. He's the 5th favorite to win the award with plus 1,400 odds.
As the defensive Dinwiddie in front, a 3 for the lead. Bullseye!
In a completely different situation is Cade Cunningham. The Detroit Pistons franchise player suffered a major shin injury during December last year that sidelined him for the entire season and eliminated the biggest incentive for fans of the Michigan team. During the 12 games he played, he averaged 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists per game, which however did not help the Pistons win many games. With the arrival of Asar Thompson, Cade will have a little more help to have a breakout season and finally become a player who can aspire to be an all-star. And the chances are so high that the bookmakers have him as the second favorite with plus 1,200 odds.
Snaps it to Isaiah Stewart. Cade for 3, and it's through!
And finally in this second tier, we have a player who's gradually become one of the faces of the league. It may not have been just because of his good performance, as in fact, the drama surrounding Jordan Poole over the last 12 months has been very loud. But after being traded to Washington in exchange for Chris Paul, he'll finally get the chance he hasn't had to be a team's primary offensive guard. A player who's shown plenty of ability to be creative, being an excellent shot creator, ball handler, and scorer in general. But now on the Wizards, he'll literally have the keys to elevate his game to the next level. Poole's also a great candidate to win the MIP award, being the 6th favorite with odds of plus 1,400. With Jordan, we close that second tier, which could actually contain more players. Scotty Barnes, after a relatively disappointing sophomore season following his great rookie season, could be a great candidate if he had a good stretch with the Raptors. Rocket center Alperen Şengün, the aforementioned Anthony Simons on a Lillardless Blazers, or even Miami shooting guard Tyler Hero could also be great candidates to make a statistical jump this season. Also, other players who have already made a jump, such as Lauri Markkanen, Tyrese Halliburton, or Jalen Brunson, can continue to improve to enter the absolute elite of the league, although they certainly already enjoyed a breakout season last year.
Whistle. Here's Markkanen. Drives paint.
Because really, every year, there are many players who manage to make a leap in their status in the league. Some in top teams, others in bottom teams. The context is completely different depending on the case. But what's true is that some of them will be so surprising that none of us could have imagined it. But that's why sport is not a science, but an art. And in art, even if something's predictable, it's never a certainty.